Legionnaires of the Lariat! Welcome back to another episode of I Still Call It a Lariat, and we are here reviewing 2025's Evolution. With me, as always, is my tag team partner, the one, the only, Steven Zapf. Steven, how are we doing today?
I am doing well. This was a huge wrestling weekend. There was a lot going on. I'm a little burnt out from wrestling. I never thought I'd say that, but there was like 36 hours worth of wrestling on this weekend. This Evolution show was awesome, and what a way to end. By the way, I concede Showtime, I owe you $1.
That's how it always works. I don't even remember the bet.
The bet was that that Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus would go on last instead of and Rhea. So I owe you $1 American.
That was ridiculous. Though it wasn't specified, so you could have done any and saved yourself some change. But now you said it, so you can't go back. Yeah. The only thing that made sense there was the two of them in that main event. So that was just a silly bet on your part. We had a great show with Evolution. It's funny because the build to this card couldn't have been any more slapdash or kind of forgotten. And I guess you could do that when you have this level of talent to put on a fantastic show.
They put on a really good show.
From top to bottom, there was a couple things here and there, but from top to bottom, this card was fantastic. This whole weekend was some of the best wrestling since me coming back into it a little bit over a year ago. And this one, I was annoyed that this all felt so thrown together to build. So I think they didn't do the participants justice in here. But this card just went to show that these competitors, these women, are on par, if not better than the majority of the men that are out there. The top women's matches in this, the triple threat for the Intercontinental title, the main event, a few other ones, the Naomi Jade Cargill match was great.
It was very good.
All of them were fantastic. And I think it's time to get more of these on the regular shows instead of just waiting once every couple of years to do a full one.
I absolutely agree. And I know some of the worry at one point was I think they were either getting delayed or not showing accurate ticket sales, because at one point they said that that building was to be half full. And I don't know if you looked at that crowd. That crowd was pretty full. And they were live.
That hot Atlanta crowd was hot. They were no TNA Albany.
They were not TNA Albany. Showtime, you usually ask me. I'm going to ask you this time first. What was your favorite match? What are you thinking?
That's a hard one to answer. The best match of the night was Becky, Bayley, and Lyra. I think hands down that was the most technically sound. It was really, really good. It had all the things you wanted to have, the build, the heat between all three participants, that all felt right. The Jamokin was at a minimum. And you really had a fun end to this match. And we'll get into it. I don't want to ruin too much of it because it's the first one we'll review. But that match was, I think, the best one on the match. The most entertaining, the thing I was most excited about walking away from this was the main event, which I won't go into at this point in time because I don't want to ruin anything. I'm sure that everyone here that's watching this podcast as a recap probably watched the show, so I'm probably being silly by not spoiling the ending, but that's what I'm going to do. So deal with it.
We're not spoiling anything.
What do you think was your favorite part?
My favorite part was seeing, if I'm just doing a small portion of the show, would be watching Charlotte Flair actually look like she's having fun during the show.
The crowd were with her.
I think it's because she's acting like a human being and not Charlotte Flair.
The dynamic between Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair is on point. I hope they keep them together. Kind of have this build. They'll probably get to a program against each other eventually because that's the way this works. But I think that Alexa Bliss is kind of humanizing Charlotte Flair a little bit. In the predictions, I kind of did the same thing with Becky and Lyra. where like Becky really is getting Lyra over with the crowd and like getting them to connect with her based on just the way this thing has been going on. Well, a big jump from when she manhandle slammed her twice and the crowd was going
The
one
crowd
more
won,
time.
yeah.
Because Tommy Dreamer, the crowd, they're heels now. They've turned on everybody.
Totally turned.
And so, but I think the same thing's happening here with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. They're having fun together. They're kind of like, they're a little dorky and like almost like big sister, little sister, I guess. Or it reminds me of like, you remember the ESPN Manning
Yes.
commercial?
It's exactly what it is. Where they're like kicking each other and stuff like that. Yeah. It's exactly what it is.
So I think that'll go a long way. I think Charlotte, she still has a lot to give at this point in time. And it's not just putting over younger talent. I don't think she needs to be that dominant force and just like that untouchable wrestler. I think kind of bringing her back to earth a little bit would be good because the talent now compared to when she was there, though I don't want to take anything away from the talent, but I just don't think there's ever been this much fantastic female talent as in the history of wrestling than what we've seen on this show specifically, or what's going on in general. Because there were a lot of people who were not included in this. You know, not to get too deep into AEW, but Mercedes over there, Tony Storm, a lot of people we'll talk about on that review. There's just a lot of really good female talent. They're not just standing around in skimpy clothes because that's what adolescent dudes want to look at. They're there to actually entertain and be wrestlers, and they're fantastic. They're, like I said it earlier, and I'll say it until I'm blue in the face. The women are on the same level as the men, and there are clearly women that are better than men at this moment in time when it comes to wrestling because they're actually focused on the wrestling. No, like you could, yes,
Tony Storm.
Yeah, there's just. This entire card has so many of them.
So many.
I'm not saying every one of them is better, but there's so many. This first match, I mean, Becky and Bayley, in my opinion, they're just fantastic.
They're two of the best wrestlers in the world, not just two of the best women's wrestlers in the world. And I think them working with Lyra, those two specifically working with Lyra, is going to lift Lyra's game up to be where. Let's not forget she's young. There's a lot of room for her to grow.
You took the words out of my mouth. When Lyra came up in that little group of NXT, she's the one that is doing the best at this moment in time. Like, what's going on with Carmelo Hayes at this moment in time? Absolutely nothing.
Hey, he's got the Andre the Giant necklace thing.
Sure, and then
he's teaming with the Miz.
It's hard to throw shade at Dragunov because he's been hurt, but he's been vacant. Like he came up, kind of started making a little impact, and then poof, gone. Even a couple of the people who came in before them, she's risen to the call. Finals of Queen of the Ring, the first ever women's intercontinental champion. That she's done the thing, and that's where we're at. So let's get into that match. Let's kick it off since we're talking about these three. Becky, Bayley, Lyra, Women's Intercontinental Championship on the line. This went down exactly the way we predicted. Becky winning with a roll-up was fantastic. And, I like that she's going that route and going for the wins. The end of this match really kind of built with everyone like building and missing their finishers earlier on, and then you seeing all of the Bayley's finisher move always escapes me. It's the rosebud. Is it called rosebud or
rosebud? Yeah, I think so.
Sorry, I always mix it up. But she was building for that move, then finally hits it at the end of the match. That's how you kind of build the anticipation of a move, like in a world where where every finisher is done to death, and they never actually put somebody down. This was a really solid performance by all of them, and it keeps the storyline going. We haven't been reviewing Raw and SmackDown, and we're recording this on Wednesday at this point in time, so I'm going to spoil Raw a little bit. So now it looks like coming out of this, Lyra has beaten Bailey, and we're going to look at Lyra and Becky at SummerSlam for the Intercontinental title. Like, this is a prolonged feud between Becky and Lyra that is still entertaining and still getting better in each match. So excited to see how that turns out for SummerSlam.
I'm actually really excited for that match. I think that SummerSlam this year with Becky and Lyra will be the culmination where we finally see maybe a fully evolved, a fully baked, if you will, Lyra Valkyria. We get to see.
Are you saying that it's time for her to leave the nest?
No, because she's still not a bird.
But she's got wings. There's feathers.
I know. I am saying that we will. I know it seems like it's a foregone conclusion that if a competitor stays in wrestling longer, we'll get the best version of them at the next match. But this will absolutely be the best version of Lyra. I think this will be a version where she slows down a lot more, where it's not so horribly choreographed that we've been so critical of her in the past. So I could definitely see that happening. This match in general was just awesome. Top to bottom, awesome. I love how Becky is portraying this. And to Becky's credit, I want to say this. Becky was on her game in this match. And don't get me wrong, I didn't expect anything otherwise. But let's not forget, her husband was seriously injured the night before.
Or was he?
I mean, they're saying 4 to 5 months right now.
Or exactly what you would do if you have the Money in the Bank.
Or 2 weeks until SummerSlam.
No, I'm sure he's hurt. I'm just kidding, but
I want to believe he's really hurt, if nothing else, so that I can continue to bash on Goldberg for being a jerk.
No, I don't want him to be hurt at all, to be honest with you, because they built so much around Seth, and
that's true also.
What a terrible, terrible thing to happen to someone that they were really giving kind of the bag to run with. Like he was doing the Money in the Bank kind of the right way. He was, the face of Raw essentially at this moment in time, and like so. I really like the storyline better if it's a faux injury.
If it's worth
cashes in when no one sees him coming at SummerSlam. Like you have either Cena beats Punk or vice versa. Ideally, vice versa. Punk beats him, and then all of a sudden out comes.
You mean
Rollins.
Punk beats Gunther?
Gunther. You're right. I'm sorry. Gunther.
But
though I'd rather see Punk beat Cena is what.
But kind of what I was saying though is Becky stayed on her game during this whole match, and I don't expect anything less from Becky. But at the same time, that's your husband that just went out on injury, and I know it's part of the game, but still, that's got to weigh on you a little bit. You still got, you two are married, you got a kid at home. That's some stuff going on there, and man, if these three didn't tear the house down to start this show off.
Yeah, I mean, it probably helped that he was in the backstage area. Like he was there to support her. In cast and all, or brace, whatever you want to say, on crutches. So this is a great way to kick it off and start the night. Fantastic match. Next, we had the NXT Women's Championship. We had JC Jane and her crew versus Jordan Grace and someone to level the playing field for those that are only listening to us. These are air quotes. Level.
Bunny rabbit ears.
With
Blake Monroe. The former Mariah May.
When You hear when people speak multiple languages, sometimes they have to take a second to translate the words from their native tongue to that. That's what I have to do every time I say Blake Monroe. It's like, don't say Mariah May. Don't say Mariah May. Don't say Mariah May. So we have them coming down. Steven, who'd you pick for this match? I can't seem to find it on the sheet that I'm looking directly at.
Yeah, I'm sure you can't because things get deleted on Google Sheets all the time. Yeah, I picked Jordan Grace.
Oh, I didn't.
No, I
said
get
Jesse
it. All right,
See, it's right here. I found it.
there it is.
There it is. It was right where I was looking. Who would ever look there?
Sure.
Yeah, we had. So, this was another stellar match with this crew. A lot of you have your shenanigans that go along with it to bring it to the end. I have not paid much attention to NXT. I say it often. Like I don't really watch some of NXT. I don't. And this match was fantastic. It's a great showing of it. I really do like that they're giving JC Jane the opportunity to step into this role, and that they didn't take it away too quickly. I didn't want to see her as that transition champion, and I laid it out in the prediction show. I really wanted to see this go my storyline of you have
and
JC
now
Jane.
it is.
Yeah, now it's going that direction. Though with Blake Monroe, actually might take away a little bit of it. So we'll see kind of how she gets involved in this. I expect them to push her pretty quickly. As Mariah May and AEW, she had shown that she was already at that caliber of the main roster. And it is interesting the way WWE handles that at certain times. She didn't go right to the main roster like a Penta. I can't see her staying on NXT as long as she is, like the way Jordan Grace is being handled, even though she did show that she has the caliber to be on the main roster. So we'll kind of see how that shakes out. They may want to just legitimize her with a really nice title run in NXT and then move her up into the next wave. But her with the talent that's in WWE right now, woo, it's going to be fun.
Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun. Showtime, what I meant was your storyline is actually coming to fruition. JC Jane is facing Masha Slamovich to winner take all for the 2 titles.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. The one thing I just didn't have in that grouping was Blake
Monroe. Blake Monroe.
Now translate it.
Blake Monroe.
Yeah,
Blake Monroe.
It's tough.
Which is, I'm excited for that Slammiversary. I'm excited for JC Jane versus Masha. I think that's an interesting clash of styles, very similar to JC Jane versus Jordan Grace, which I thought this was a phenomenal match as well. Jordan Grace goes out there and pulls a good match out of just about anybody at this point. And JC Jane, I think, is at the point where she's been a background character for so many of these groups. Even at the beginning of this Fatal Influence group, she was kind of, well, she's whatever. And I kind of even said it. Well, she's the one that I just don't see it in. And now she's starting to prove that, okay, maybe I should have been watching a little closer. Or at least the work was getting done. You know what? Even if I was watching close enough, she was still doing the work and she was getting the reps in and doing the work that she needed to do. And her and Jordan put on a great match. And I'm excited for Slammiversary to see her versus Masha. And we will be reporting on that next week.
It's funny how you talked about Slammiversary and clashes of style and how phenomenal it was. Are you trying to say something without saying it? Because rumor has it, the AJ Styles will be at Slammiversary.
I could see that. I could absolutely see that. And I could see him maybe getting involved in something.
Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. He's still waiting for Dominic Mysterio. And
I'm still waiting for my phone call back from AJ Styles to let me know what's going on.
We'll see. Give him another text.
Alan.
The all I got is the Jurassic Park thing. Alan. But this was a fantastic match. really builds up the storyline, and I do hope they go down that route that I kind of built. They're going to have to give TNA a win over NXT, and that's where I do see JC Jane kind of losing the title to Masha, and then the best way to get that, kind of bring it all full circle, is to have Jordynne Grace win the NXT title back, because I don't want to see them take the TNA title away from TNA. So we'll kind of see how that builds up. The next match on this card was the Judgment Day, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez versus Charlotte Flair and her little sister, Alexa Bliss, versus Sol Ruca and Zarya from NXT, and the Kabuki Warriors, the only real tag team on this in this grouping.
The only complete tag team that has been together for years now.
We had this for the women's tag team titles, and we both had this. We both had Judgment Day winning this match. I think it went down exactly the way it was supposed to. It was interesting. Everyone got a decent amount of their heat in this match, which is always hard. I do love the Sol Ruca Zarya spot where the accidental spear comes down with Charlotte saving Alexa Bliss. That was the spot of the match for me, because it really is. I mean, things happen so quickly in the ring, and those listening that haven't wrestled before, things happen so quickly, and your timing has to be on point. And for Charlotte to be nowhere to be seen, and then a split second later saving Alexa in that moment, was just fantastic ring presence and everything you need for a fantastic spot to happen. So that I actually really liked the way that went down that way. And then the end, Raquel Rodriguez just smashed everybody. It was the first time that you've really seen her in a while just be that unstoppable force, like really an unstoppable force.
Be who she was before she left for that time period. Yeah. And again, I give her all the respect in the world. I know she had health issues, and that's why she wasn't she wasn't on the show. But this is the first time this and the Saudi match, the match against Rhea, I think are the first couple times that we've really seen her back to form.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's back to being Raquel Rodriguez. And that's scary because she's back to where she was, not even back to where she's gonna get to. So she's going to just keep getting better, and that's awesome. Her ending it with to Hana Bomb on Sol Ruca. Here's the thing: Sol Ruca is not exactly the like a tiny girl. She's kind of a power lifter. She's the next gymnast, but she's one of the bigger ones. You know, she's a full size woman, and it's not like she did it to Bliss or that she did it to one of the Kabuki Warriors. She did it to someone who is about Charlotte Flair size.
Speaking of not being a full size woman, the thing that I'll never unsee is Roxanne trying to raise Raquel's wrist and having to hold somewhere around here while holding her hand up, because she just could not come anywhere close to holding her wrist up due to
amazing.
The size disadvantage. It cracked me up, but this was a solid match, a solid affair across the board. But I really did, like I mentioned it earlier in this, how the Atlanta crowd got behind Charlotte. Like, they're trying to build Charlotte as a face, and everyone's just been so sick and tired of her from their history, and they were really not giving her much slack whatsoever. And this crowd really got behind her this time around. And again, Atlanta crowd crushed it. You guys had a big weekend in wrestling, so well done.
Huge
well done.
weekend.
Mm-hmm.
They had a lot of stuff going on.
I feel like we never really give the U.S. crowds the credit they deserve, because you listen to France or Scotland or some of these other,
and they're so
international. Yeah, they're singing the whole time. The whole place is like losing their mind the entire show.
The crowds all this weekend. The crowds all this weekend were live. I give credit to all the crowds this weekend.
And I will say, maybe the Atlanta crowd aren't heels. maybe they're not, because I think
They're
they were doing a
tweeners.
lot of maybe tweeners. Maybe they haven't gone full.
There's some gray.
Full here.
There's some gray area.
Yeah, because that one. I'm just saying they seem to be cheering for the right people for the most part. But another fantastic showing. Again, we're going to give glowing reviews for this whole show. And, we do get hypercritical, not on purpose, but because we can't help ourselves. And there isn't a lot in here that we can complain about. And then a nice little showing for the fans for the next one for the WWE Women's title. We have Tiffany Stratton, because it's Tiffy time, versus Trish Stratus. Because say that really quickly, Tiffany Stratton, Trish Stratus, all that. It's gonna get bungled quickly. In a short match, in a match when it ended, it felt like maybe Trish's last match. The way that they kind of cheered off Trish, it was like we were never going to see her again. Like maybe they just had that Goldberg feel still down there. But I don't think that that's the case, though. I think that we will see Trish Stratus again. But it was Tiffy time, guys. We all knew it was going to be Tiffy time. There was absolutely no reason for Trish Stratus to win this match.
None.
I really liked it. This goes to show to me, though, that I think that they're booking Tiffany wrong.
I was just gonna say that to you. I wanted to bring this up to you once we got a little bit into this match, and that's, does it kind of feel that Tiffany's title run feels kind of Cody-esque? Like it's falling a little flat. Like
it's falling a little flat because they're using her wrong. She should be a heel.
She absolutely should be. It feels like she's starting to get her run feels stale right now, and I think it's because she should be a heel, and I think this is the start of them. They should realize it, because this match was very Hogan Rock, where Hogan went in there as the heel and Rock went in there as the face, and the fans decided who was going to be the face and the heel, and they were smart enough to go with it. So I give them the credit for being able to change a little bit to swerve, if you will, to pivot. But
so to answer your question before you ask it, yes, I do think that this has been a little stale, and it's not Tiffany's fault. It goes back to 2 Elimination Chambers ago, when she was a solid heel, and she did that moonsault off the top of the chamber, and everyone popped like crazy, and they didn't give her that initial push, and everyone was like, she's right there, everyone wants to see her, everyone's so excited about her, push her. And I think they got just mixed in translation. They got the push right, her being the Money in the Bank winner, and the way that she did to get to where she is now was perfect, but turning her face, I think, is hurting her. I think she should go full on, like, dastardly heel.
Just full brat. Yeah,
and just start feeding her baby faces left and right. Like, just feed the beast.
I agree. Like I said, it's got to be that. It's got to be, because right now, like I said, it just feels very stale. Like, even this match, as much as I love having Trish Stratus come back, because in Scarps's words, she's an international treasure. And that's not wrong. That just because Scarps isn't here with us anymore, he's not dead. He's just not on the show. He's that doesn't mean that that's inaccurate. I don't know. His phone's off too, so who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? But Trish Stratus is an international treasure. She is amazing. She is a legend in this business, and I think she gave Tiffany some on the job training for storytelling in a match during this.
Yeah, and she's the perfect person to work with Tiffany. There is so much from her to learn, and like, honestly, that they are kind of built the same way, that where they can kind of go the way Trish's career went, and Tiffany's can kind of follow her own path, but be influenced by what Trish has done in the past. So Yeah, I see a lot there. It's a tight 12-minute match. This didn't need to be a long match. I'm glad it
No.
wasn't. And they, they obviously chose the right person to win this because Trish being world champion right now does not make sense for
No.
WWE champion. Next was the no holds bar match between Jade Cargill and Naomi with Bianca Belair there as well. That probably my biggest complaint of the whole thing. But this one, woo doggy, this is a match.
They took some liberties in this one. Jade throwing the toolbox down towards Naomi was definitely one of the spots I was like,
and trying to kill her, like literally,
yes, because that was a full toolbox.
I remember there was a match that you and I were a part of with Bobby Piper. Was that his name? Roddy Piper's brother.
That was my first match. So
it was your first match, right? And I got on the ring apron, and he told me that I'm going to swing as hard as I can, and if you don't get in the way, I'm going to hit you. I'm convinced that conversation happened between Naomi and Jade Cargill, where she was like, I'm going to have this toolbox, and I'm going to throw it at the ground as hard as humanly possible. If you do not move your head, you will no longer have one.
You will die. You will die. This match was really good. You know what? A lot of people gave Jade a lot of flack in the beginning. I was one of them. I admit it. I'm coming along with Jade. She's putting on some really, really solid matches since coming back off the injury.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking forward to it. And honestly, Jade's best work as far as her promo skills go even is kind of the stuff that's not scripted. When they write stuff for her and give it to her, it feels like it. Yeah. And then as to where when you just let her talk, she sounds like a star. She comes off as she is a star. She has charisma and she has talent to deliver her own lines.
She has the ability to manipulate lightning as well. So
she does because she is Storm. I think Jade is one of those people who, in the old school way of doing a wrestling promo, she just needs bullet points. Like, hey, you need to hit this, this, and this. However you get there. By the way, don't say this.
Yeah. I'm really excited about her versus Tiffany at SummerSlam. I don't think that's ruining anything at this point in time. Jade won. Surprise!
Well,
we had that one.
I mean, Jade was facing the winner versus Tiffany versus Trish either way. So
that's what I mean. So I'm not supporting anything that happens later on. So Jade going up against Tiffany. That's kind of what we were just talking about of Tiffany versus Jade. Jade being like, God, she's the face in this whole clinic. She's and clearly the face. Having her go up against Tiffany, have Tiffany go full heel. I would like to see Tiffany win in a very dastardly way to kind of put it over. Get Jade the title later on. She will definitely be champion. I'm not rooting against her, but this is a better storyline. Better storyline is use this match to really turn Tiffany ultra heel. Almost like Jade has this superpower of turning people heel against her.
Yes.
Because like Naomi was quite bubbly and fun and free spirited before Jade got here. And you kind of look at the way like Bianca in this match, I'll go into this part because like she served no point.
I don't think she was a good referee. Like she wasn't in the middle of anything. She didn't like pull someone off of the other one. Like none of that. Like
I think that someone in the back was just like, Bianca needs to be a part of the show. Let's just make her the referee here. And that if you're going to do that, you need to progress the storyline. Have her choose a side. Have her get in both women's faces if she's not going to choose a side. Use Bianca to do something to further this storyline. and she just called everything down the middle, like coldly raised Jade's hand at the end. I just don't see the point. It's they always talk about Chekhov's gun. And, like if you've heard that term, right? Like in the beginning of a story, when you describe the room, there's a gun on the wall. The only reason to describe the gun is to use it later on in the story. That's the same thing. This was Chekhov's Bianca Belair, and they just never used it.
I completely agree. I didn't understand the whole Bianca Belair being there to begin with, but I thought maybe who knows, maybe this leads to her being the dastardly thing that keeps Jade from getting the title, or Jade gets the title and it leads to her versus Bianca. I don't know. At this point, I'm not sure. I'm just happy to see Jade versus Tiffany. I think that's going to be a good bit of. I think that's going to be a good bit of business.
I think so too. Excited. SummerSlam shaping up to be a good show, even though, again, another slapdash kind of show. Like we had no idea what was going on at SummerSlam, and then Raw, it was like match. It's like, oh, there you go. There's that card filling up. About time. So next match on this card, we both had Jade winning this match. Right now, I have a 1-pick lead on you, Steven, because you're not very good at this game. The next one was the Battle Royal for a title match at Clash in Paris. And this one was, I was on the fence with this one, but we both made the right pick with Stephanie Vaquer. But the participants were Ivy Nile, Stephanie Vaquer, Zelina Vega, Julia, Jana Parker, Nikki Bella, Chelsea Green, Nia Jax, Maxine Dupree, Natalia, Lola Vice, Mishin, B-Fab, Candice LeRae, Tatum Paxley, Piper Niven, Alba Fire, Kalani Jordan, Izzy Dame, and Lash Legend. A lot of people in this match.
I didn't dislike this one. I like we got some good moments in this match. Nikki Bella and Lola Vice doing the same little their little dancey twirl with each other. That was a nice little spot. I hate to jump on the bandwagon for this one, but I'm going to. I feel like I like Michin. I love Mia Yim, but stop her teaming with B-Fab. That needs to stop. B-Fab, I think the experiment known as B-Fab is, I think we've realized what the experiment is, and it's not there. She has not progressed enough at all. She's awkward on the mic. She's awkward in the ring. And maybe it is just reps, but she has all the time in the world that she wants at the Performance Center. She can get reps in, and she's gotten more awkward over the last 2 years.
The MVP of this match should go as, no surprise, Chelsea Green.
I'm not
person
surprised.
Who makes the most out of every single moment she's on television. Drives me crazy that she's not getting the push that I want her to get right now. They kind of put her back into that kind of like, let's slap Chelsea around, and I don't like it.
No, but did you see that they posted on social media that because the Chelsea football, Chelsea Premier League team won a championship, so they had her with like the Chelsea custom championship belt on, and like Chelsea supports Chelsea.
That's funny. I had not seen that, but that's fantastic. Of course she would.
Of course she would.
They should definitely do more together.
I mean, we are the United States of Chelsea.
Yeah, 100%. And the secret Hervis, they did exactly what they were supposed to do with this. Yeah, it's so great. Her stopping the Stephanie Vaquer's what is that move called?
The Devil's Kiss.
I'm sorry, the Devil's Kiss. This is still Stephanie Vaquer is still new to me now that she's come up from NXT. But having her stop that when like that's such a crowd favorite moment, and then to get hit by it later, it's fantastic. That being the move that won this match, the way that it went down when they were on the side on the apron was absolutely fantastic. Surprised that Nia Jax didn't have a better showing throughout this match, as it's kind of like her match. Still in the final four because I feel like she had to be in the final four.
Had to be.
But like they kind of really use this to kind of eliminate her, like kind of as a group to show the solidarity and make sure you get rid of that big threat. But I would have liked to seen her have a moment where she just kind of cleared house, just because that's kind of her thing. Happy Nikki Bella didn't win.
Yes.
Really thought there was a good chance that she was going to. And so I'm happy that didn't go that way. I think the right person won. Stephanie Vaquer should win this. I'm a little nervous on how quickly they're pushing her to a world title match, a world title shot. I just, not because she's not prepared for it or ready for it. I'm just afraid that the fans will turn on such a quick push. I hope I'm wrong. I probably am wrong. But that's just the one thing that concerns me when you have someone so new that gets shoved down your throat. Everyone turns on her. She's just so good. And I just want to make sure they handle her right.
And even with that, we're about to go into the main event, obviously. Her winning this and her getting a world title shot and the way they ended the show, I actually thought Clash in Paris was technically before SummerSlam somehow. I didn't know how they were going to do that, but because I wasn't even thinking about it like that. I was thinking about how like SummerSlam was going to have a women's world title match. Obviously, you have to have at least one on each night because it's a 2-night event now. But two. But as much as I love the ending of this show, Stephanie Vaquer going against the way that going against who won the main event almost no longer makes sense.
Well, they'll put her up against the Raw Women's Champion, and
which
we're being dodgy. We'll figure that out when the time comes. But SummerSlam is first, right?
SummerSlam is first, which means the title could once again change.
It could. I don't think it will.
I don't think it will either.
So let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
We don't need to spend too much time on a battle royal because it's people got thrown over the top. It's a battle royal. They all started. There was no order. So the main event was Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley for the women's world title. And man, oh man, did I love this match. This match was fantastic from start to finish. Maybe this one was a better match. Like the storytelling in this match might have been better, but the wrestling in the first match was better. The fact that Io she just owned Rhea the majority of this match. And that's the story I was saying ahead of time. I think that you should take a loss here and I should get a point on this one, Steven, because my pick didn't lose and yours did. Just saying, just throwing that out there. But the highlight of this match was, for both of us, was clearly when Naomi's music hit and she cashed in. Not like a fool where it's like, oh, you sure? You should. No, she came down prepared to cash in. She cashed in and went and took care of business.
And you know what? That was her cashing in on Io and Rhea was neither one of our predictions. We both assumed
this coming.
No, everyone assumed that she was going to cash in on either Tiffany on this show or on Jade and Tiffany at SummerSlam.
That was the better story in my mind. And now we'll see what happens next. Because now it's such a mess.
it's so mess. That's why I said especially with Stephanie Vaquer winning, like I said, Steph versus Io. I mean, Steph versus Rhea would have been an awesome match too. But for this Clash in Paris show, Stephanie Vaquer versus Io would have torn the damn house down. That would have been the epitome of, hey, you got 15 minutes. just do your thing. We actually
Go
don't
do
care
the
who
thing.
wins. Just go do your thing, and everyone would have loved it. We would have gotten EO doing, and we would have gotten Stephanie doing the Devil's Kiss at some point, and it would have been great. And now I'm so confused because you're right. I don't think that Naomi loses this belt at SummerSlam. I don't. I think that's a waste if she does.
Yep.
I think she's been doing such good work. This is awesome. I love the fact that she got this. I love the fact that she ended this show. She got her moment in the sun. She got her flowers. She wasn't losing. Well, I mean, she was, but she was a heel. She was getting heat. She was still getting heat this whole time while she was the Money in the Bank. So it's not like, oh yeah, like how we said, like Damian Priest was losing the whole time, or so-and-so was losing the whole time. Realistically, she was losing matches to Jade for a month.
Yeah, and she was losing at this show. She lost
A
no hold barred match. That doesn't count. In my
that was
losing a match, like,
which I guess you have to assume is a blow off match at this point now, right? Like that feud is over.
I don't think it is. It's interesting on what happens next, because like she's out Raw now. Like, you win the Raw title, you switch shows.
You go to Raw.
But I don't think it's over yet. Like, I think that you're going to still have interactions, and you're going to have. I think you're going to get the narrative of Naomi's dodging me. You didn't cash in because you were afraid that you had to face me, so you went there.
We might get that narrative, in which case, I mean, come Crown Jewel, she can't run away. If you give Jade the belt by then, you got to get Jade versus Naomi for the Crown Jewel title, right? I
bet you Naomi wins that one.
I wouldn't be surprised if she wins that one for that gaudy belt. It's okay. They can have Jade and Naomi face each other for it this time because it's in Perth.
And they could and you could buy your own copy of it, right? Is it $15,000 to buy that belt or something stupid like that?
I think that's for the replica, not even the like like a real replica, like not like a pure replica. Like that's it's
diamonds and emeralds everywhere.
Hound wants it so bad. He wants all that cubic zirconia.
This match was great though. The cash in was perfect timing.
This was amazing.
They told the right story. Yeah, at Evolution, no one saw it coming. I don't care if you said you saw this coming. You're a liar. Stop lying to me. I don't like liars. You're a liar. Lies. And because like it was clear, she was either going to cash in on Tiffany, or she's going to cash in on Jade. Those are the only options. She was a distant thought. No one in a million years thought Io and Rhea would lose to Naomi on this night. They will be facing in a triple threat match at SummerSlam, which I'm a little bummed about. I actually would have liked to have seen Io and Rhea have a number one contender match and then have a singles match rather than just being like, she cashed in on you. Now we're gonna have a full match with this group. It's like it feels a little lazy in my opinion, a little lazy booking, and it's gonna be a tough build. Naomi's coming out of nowhere, kind of coming in cold in this established program that's going on right now, and she just kind of feels like an add-on. It reminds me of kind of how LA Knight was with was it Shinsuke and Carmelo Hayes, where he was just the
Andrade and Carmelo.
Andrade, you're right. Andrade, and he just kind of felt like the third man out. I'm afraid that Naomi's gonna be the third woman out in this dynamic, but we'll see how it turns out. Rhea and Io will be fantastic. There was a great line when Io kind of like just undressed Naomi with her words and kind of like took it to her on Raw this week, and Naomi's response was, "I have no idea what you just said."
That's amazing. So good.
It was so good. And you could clearly tell what Io was saying. It was just such a troll kind of comment in that
such
moment
a
in time.
jerk move.
So, but that's it. That was Evolution 2025. What did you guys think? How much were we right in this? How much was Steven wrong? Let us know. Like and subscribe. Leave some comments below. Let us know. Let us know where you think that some of this stuff is going to.
Showtime, before we fully end, I didn't even get a chance to tell you this. So this is a surprise for the Legion and for Mr. Showtime Michael Wright. I Still Call It a Lariat is now one of the official American affiliates to review Progress Pro Wrestling in the UK, which anyone who knows Progress knows that it is where guys like Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, and Trent Seven all cut their teeth originally. So that is huge for us. We are officially an international professional wrestling podcast. We are now covering international shows. I was literally contacted today to make sure that we could review their next show.
Very cool. Does that make us international treasures? Are we Trish Stratus?
No, we're not pretty enough.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, I get that just for men first.
No way. Silver Fox is in. Legion, let us know. I'm really curious in the comments below. Tell us where you think they might take this this Naomi feud. Her coming in cold. What's next in this? Do they build it right? Any other comments that you want to give on the show? It was a great show from top to bottom, really showcasing the world of women's wrestling in a way that we've never seen before. This is, I think we're at the height of the history of women's wrestling right now. So enjoy it. Pay attention. Take a stop and smell the roses, folks. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe, please. Tell a friend about the show. If you don't have any friends, tell a stranger. And Steven.
As always, guys, remember, tuck your chin when you bump.